So chapter 3. Chapter 3 is similar in part to what we've just been doing with solving stuff, but instead of solving equations, they're now going to throw like greater than or less than or equal to in there instead of an equal sign. So it's nice in that some of the sections are kind of like, dude, I just did this and did well on a test with it, so it's kind of easy in some ways, but they definitely throw some more complex, tough stuff in there too. So we're just, first of all, getting into kind of like the inequalities and that kind of thing. So an inequality uses one of these signs. One of them would be a
equal sign.
Yep, so a greater than, or
Less than.
Or two more to go.
Equal to.
Greater than or equal to, or
You gave me 2.1 notes.
less than or equal to. Impossible. And I just noticed that I probably meant to have these be written kind of down here for the example, but those are the example. So now the solutions are going to be any value. Oh, I take it back. Not doing great today. So an example of an inequality is x is less than 5. I hated it when teachers did that to me. So, see? I'm going to try to find some way to blame you guys for that, but I just don't know how I could possibly do that.
Thinking about your stories in kindergarten.
Oh, no, I wasn't thinking about kindergarten stories. It was like 6th grade. Okay. The solution is any value for the variable. So anything that we could put in for x in that example above, that makes the inequality true. So that makes the inequality true. Oh, there's more. So any solution is any value that makes the thing true. So for x right here, one answer could be 4. One answer could be 3. One could be
2. 7. Oh, wait.
negative 7. Yep. Pi would be an answer. Pi would be an answer. So anything that's less than 5, all the negative numbers, decimals, all that stuff. Okay. Identifying solutions. For that, you could put a number in for the variable and see if it works. So these next two are kind of what we were just doing. X could be 3. Or negative 17.218, but could be a bunch of different things. Just pick some things that are less than 5. Good? So if we have x minus 4 is greater than 10, x could be 16, because 16 minus 4 is 12. 12 is greater than 10, right?
28. 18.
Or 28, or 18, or, so we have different options for that, or dot, dot, dot. Or dot, dot, dot. We okay on those? Graphing inequalities. This we did last. Oh, you loved this last year.
This is so much fun.
You had an awesome teacher that just made this fun. I wouldn't have pegged you guys as a class of whiners, but holy cow. Okay.
I was hyperventilating.
So for these,
I got the packet.
open circle or closed circle? What we're really saying is we're saying, does the answer, could x be 15?
No? Yes.
Because x is greater than or equal to, so then we could say we fill in the circle because we want the answer to include 15.
Yep.
Now do we shade left or shade right?
Right.
Shade right, because the numbers that are bigger than 15 are over here. Going back to what we were just doing, you could say like this could be 17. Because 17 is greater than or equal to 15, so where 17 would be on the number line would have to be shaded. Please also shade the arrow on the end. I don't know if that was you guys, but I marked a whole bunch of people off because they didn't have like this big bold arrow, and it didn't build up the love. Okay, then the next one. Our border, our boundary is going to be a 7. Does the solution include 7?
No.
No, just everything smaller than 7. So we do an open circle on the 7 and shade to the left. And we do the big bold arrow on the end so our mean teacher doesn't mark us off just like that. Arrow on the end. But this here then would be all the numbers that are less than 7 right up until 7. So 6.999992 is included and so on. So open circle. We did an open circle here when we had a less than. So you're going to have an open circle with a less than or greater than, because those don't include the endpoint. We had a closed circle here. We're going to have a closed circle with greater than or equal to or yep, doesn't matter what order you write them. I'm going to do less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. If you did the other order, no problem. We okay on those? Mm-hmm. Then for shade direction, a lot of times people just kind of know the answer, but if you don't, here's a couple ways you could kind of figure out what it is. So first thing, if it's, okay, so pick a different number. So we have, like, say this x is less than 7. So pick any number but 7. 14. Any number but 7. So 14. So then, so 14 is going to be somewhere on the right. Then you say, well, is 14 less than 7?
No.
No. So that's the second line. If it's not a solution, shade the other way.
The opposite. Shade.
Or you could say the opposite way if you wanted to.
More women.
And if we'd picked a number that was a solution, say we'd picked 3. 3 is going to be over on this side of 7 on a number line. 3 is less than 7. Yup. So if 3 works, if it is a solution, shade that side. So that's one way to do it. The other way that some people were pointing out last year, and this is more fair, this works better in the younger grades. In the older grades, like now, we don't always give it to you nicely. But you'll notice if you have this x is greater than or equal to 15, the arrow's kind of pointing to the right. Agreed? So you shade the way the arrow's pointing. Here you have x is less than 7, and we're shading the direction the arrow's pointing. Agreed? Now the problem comes in if your mean teacher, jerk textbook, whatever, gives you a problem like this. Can we shade the direction of the arrow? No. So if you want to, 7 is greater than x is the exact same as x is less than 7. So you could make it so the variable's on the left, and then right up above that, number 2, if the variable's on the left, shade the way the arrow points. So if the examples we were doing before, you knew the shading is right out of the gate, then you don't really need to use either of these. Just keep doing it the way you do it in your head, and as long as your answer's right on the homework, you'll be fine on the test. But if you find you're getting those wrong, then please definitely say something. Try those. Final challenges, so the last things, is now we'll give you this and we'll say, all right, what's the inequality? So for that first one, we're going to have an x. So I just start by writing an x. The number that's going to be in this inequality is the number 2. Okay. Now, is it going to be a or equal to, or just a less than or greater than? Yep. So we know it's less than or greater than, so we just have to figure out, okay, the numbers that are included. So this number here maybe is a 5. Is 5 greater than 2 or less than 2? So you agree it'll be greater than? Or you could say my x is on the left. This thing here is pointing to the right, so you'd have to do your arrow that points to the right. You could do that too, if you wanted to. The bottom one, x is something with 8. Less than or greater than? Less than. Yep, and then it's filled in, so we have to do the or equal to. So x is less than or equal to 8. Any questions?